When John Saxon died on Sunday after a long and positive life and a great acting career, we thought back to the numerous different types of roles he took part in: straight ahead, comedy, youth, action, martial arts in case of Enter the Dragon, and of course horror. He was in Black Christmas. He was in Nightmare on Elm Street. But he added to the Night Gallery lore the series of the early 70s in the episode we call I'll Never Leave You Ever. Now this is a kind of a Carlton Comics, Gold Key Comics tale of witchcraft gone bad. Now the teleplay was by series showrunner Jack Laird. Some people consider him his best play of the series, with the story by Rennie Morris. Now Daniel Howler did the direction. A very, very atmospheric and spooky presentation. Now John Saxon plays the macho person of the piece of Ianto. He's in love with Morag, played by Lois Nettleton, who's still not free to extend the love she has, because she's still married to the continuous dying Owen, played by Royal Dano. Now the plot is very straightforward but very intense at the same time. On a stormy night in Ireland in the late 19th century, horses and sheep stir outside a barn, where inside in the hayloft, two lovers, Saxon and Nettleton's characters, are partaking of time together. Now Morag, like I mentioned, is married, but her husband Owen seems to be holding her back because he's deathly ill and has been that way for quite some time. As the lovers, and many lovers like them have done it through the years, they both wish that his death will come quickly so they can finally be together. Now Morag is pretty well fed up. She returns home to see her bedridden husband, who is awake. He's still dedicated to her. He basically says, I want to give you a kiss. Morag takes everything she can to return the affection, and she eventually goes outside to wash her lips and her face, basically spiritually trying to get away from her husband and her guilt from the presence of her new lover. Now, she's completely desperate at this point in the teleplay. She decides to seek the help of maybe an old witch, played by Peggy Weber. The woman has shrunken heads inside her home, which to many is a sign of, black magic, and asks for 2 spring lambs in exchange for creating a voodoo doll of Morag, so Morag can get rid of her husband or finally put him out of his misery. She insists that the likeness must be exact, and they tried to figure out the best way to go for it. At home with the doll, Morag covers it, and Owen now says he is blind, so we know it's working. Then the doll moves inside the bag, and she puts it in, which is a very creepy scene. Now, when the fire beckons, Morag is torn. She tosses the doll into flames, and Owen begins a long screaming jag. Now, unable to bear her husband's agonizing screams any longer, she decides to remove the doll from the fire, but the doll itself jumps out. She catches it and covers the doll in a blanket and runs with it outside until she comes to a deep quarry, into which she tosses the doll. When she returns home, she checks on Owen and sees a charred lump on the bedroom floor, with steam rising from it. Ianto arrives. Having heard the disturbance, he looks inside the bedroom and recoils in horror by saying, "My God, what have you done to him?" And he becomes completely appalled as to why she did this. Now, Ianto, knowing the particulars of black magic, says the doll must be burned completely out or the witchcraft will not be completely finished. He runs off to find the doll, and she follows him. They get separated, and she hears Ianto shout, "Morag, I'm here." She comes to the edge of the quarry, where she herself falls in. The camera pans down, and we hear these chilling final words, "Morag, how could I ever leave you?" Now, information on the episode was taken from the great David Jewell WordPress reviews of Night Gallery. We say thank you to David and his very interesting website providing information. I found the episode more interesting because I'm a big fan of John Saxon. But Saxon plays it so straight and so straight level as he will never participate in witchcraft. But he's not the type of person to demand from Morag to do something like this, and she's doing this on her own. And in most cases of evil thoughts, in the kind of the horror comic genre, it's one person that decides, while the other one basically becomes, disenchanted with the person. Where do you want to kill somebody, but only one person is willing to go through it, which is kind of a talk about how personalities lead to evil, but evil can lead to personality changes. So John Saxon, I never met him in person, but if I did, I would say thank you for all the great work he did. He was one of our family's favorite actors, and because of his great acting style, I still think he's one of the most underrated actors of his generation. Stella Adler, the Hollywood system, the B movies, the westerns. He was always a presence, and I think why he wasn't a bigger star because John Saxon, it was like Leslie Nielsen. What you saw is what you get. John Saxon could be put in any part, and he would improve any script and any movie, TV series, or whatever. And you look at these movie and TV credits, more than 200, well over 200. Some tremendous things in there. So go on IMDb and see some of the parts he played. Might interest you. Check out this Night Gallery episode, season 2. And if you believe in witchcraft and black magic, this is the episode for you. Have a good day. Bye.